Yeah, everyone's standing on land.
Yeah,
What
I have seen
geographic?
there is a curve, fucking
Yeah,
curve, bro.
yeah, nobody. You have not seen the curve.
I
Relax.
have seen it, fucking bitch,
Oh, you
nigga.
have it. Yeah, that's all you got, isn't it? You can't
Come
Okay,
to
speak
if you
Nepal, bro.
English.
say
Come
that
to
You
Earth
Nepal.
can't speak
is
English, and then
Come to Nepal. Come to
you're
Nepal,
starting to
bro.
shame people.
Come to
Listen,
Nepal.
dude.
Come to
Yeah, you
Nepal.
can't
There
speak
is.
English, and then you
if you
start to shame people because they can't
Yeah. Come to
know
Nepal.
that
Come
the
to.
Earth is a globe. Somebody said, "Excuse me." Go ahead.
okay, if you say Earth is flat, if Earth
Yeah.
is flat, can you show me where are all its four edges are? Because on a flat surface there must be edges or border, but we never find any instead. We can keep
All right.
traveling in any direction and come back to where we started. Doesn't that suggest Earth
All
is
right.
round?
All right, Miss Lady, you got to realize that the Earth being flat doesn't necessitate me telling you the entirety of the Earth, right? I could tell you that the Earth is flat from our known world. So every place that humans have traveled, the Earth is a horizontal plane. Okay, you got to realize that. So it doesn't matter if I can go to the extent of the realm that I exist in. I can just tell you that the known world is a horizontal plane. You understand the concept of me not telling you the entirety of the world, but I can tell you the known world is a horizontal plane. That much we do know. So I don't need to go to the end of the world to tell you that the world is whatever you might think it is. To satisfy your curiosity, I don't need to do that. I can just tell you the known world is known as a horizontal plane. Do you understand?
No, I
It's
mean to say
pure
there must
logic.
be proof. Scientists must have discovered till now that there are edges. If there are, if the Earth is flat,
No, that's not
so they
this.
must have
It doesn't
discovered till
follow.
now the all the edges.
Miss Lady, it doesn't follow, okay? It does not follow that you think that there needs to be edges. It follows that you only need to know that the place where you live is a horizontal plane. And everywhere people can travel, it's a horizontal plane. So you don't need to find edges. You don't need that. That's not a necessity of logic. It's illogical to think that you need to find some edges. That's illogical. So let's try again, right? The known world where you live is a horizontal plane. That's proven. But what you don't have is the idea that the earth is a globe. You can't measure that. There's nothing you can test. It lives in your mind. That's the only place it exists. You and everybody else. Yeah, prove me wrong. Yeah? Show me a measurement of curvature of the earth.
This is what we're waiting for.
Yeah,
Anyone
go
have
ahead,
it?
guys. Go ahead. Does anybody, you got some evidence? Hello? It's 2025, guys. If you think that the earth is a globe, you'd have enough evidence to support the case. It's obviously not that because we
The
have a lot
Earth
of
was
silence.
flat. If Earth were a flat horizontal plane, then we would able to see very far in every direction without the surface dropping away. But in reality, the horizon always curves downwards and limit how far we can see. Secondly, ships and tall buildings disappear bottom first when they move away, which wouldn't happen on a flat surface. Thirdly, you can travel straight in one direction forever and never come back to your starting point. But on Earth, if you travel far enough east or west, you end up back where you began, something only possible on a
Okay.
globe. And the way time zone works, with different times of
Oh
day
my God.
happening around the world
You don't have to,
simultaneously,
Miss Lady, you
only
don't have to
makes
keep
sense
reading.
if
You don't have to
Earth
keep
is
reading.
round and
I know that
rotating.
article. I know the article. We've heard it a million times in there. Right? That article doesn't support the case that you know, right? You're just reading something. But the problem is there's no substantiation to the Earth being a measured curved surface. That's the problem I'm telling you that is not resolved by that article you're reading. So it doesn't matter how much you tell me you think it's a globe. It's never been measured. This is the issue, right? So you can find all the little fun articles you want to on the internet, but they're not going to tell you how they measured the surface as a curved surface. And that's what we need. If the Earth is indeed a globe, it would be curved and it could be measured. That's one thing the article doesn't tell you, does it? It's filling your head with a lot of nonsense. If the earth was flat, of course it would say that. It wants you to believe like the people that made that article believe that the earth is a globe. It's a fantasy idea. Doesn't exist in reality. And the problem is everybody's happy to believe it. I mean, I know you are. You want to believe it's a globe, but it doesn't it's not a globe. Just to believe. Yeah, it's just it's the way it is. I mean, if you guys had real evidence, you'd be telling me from academia. You wouldn't say some internet bobblehead proved that the earth is flat with, some flashlight or something. Yeah, academia, your education system will tell you exactly how to know that the earth is a globe. It's funny that it doesn't do that, does it? It just tells you how to imagine and believe. That's the interesting part. If you don't believe me, challenge yourself. Go see if in academia it says anywhere how they measured the surface to be curvy. The reason why there's silence in this room right now after I asked that is because there isn't. Otherwise, people would be leaping forward to tell me how they measured it. It's a very curious thing, this belief system that people have. Problem is, you don't need to have it. You can let logic and reason guide your mind, not belief. That's how you clear the dance floor. Anybody else? Oh, come on.
They're just jumping up a few seconds ago. What happened?
No, they're not leaping anymore. It's not fun anymore. I'm not giving their belief system a go. Yeah, it's too easy to pull up an article and have you believe the article just like you do in your mind right now.
Share the image of flat Earth, which you picture or imagine or is exist in reality.
Oh, absolutely no, Miss Lady. 100% without a doubt. I mean, you can too, but you'd have to overcome your cognitive dissonance. And it's a very difficult thing. I don't know how old you are, but if you've been told for a very long time that the earth is a globe and it's just been in your mind like that, you have to overcome the fact that you've been indoctrinated for such a long time. So it's not easy. It's not, that part's not easy. It's really psychological. So, I mean, I can't do it. Not over a discussion because anybody, not just you, but anybody would be really prideful to think that the Earth is not a globe. So you'd have to overcome your pride and go back and figure it out for yourself, and then come back and be like, oh, by the way, yeah, it's not a globe. But in a Discord chat like this, you have a position that the Earth is a globe, so there's no way that you're going to give that position up because you want to believe somebody that quote unquote thinks the Earth is flat. So your pride will prevent you from learning something. Well, at least in this call.
According to you, the Earth is flat, so it has everything on its top. Like the bottom is empty, or is there something?
Well, I mean, we're talking about cosmology, the idea that the universe, or the concept of everything. We're just going to tell you that the floor of the universe would be where you're standing on right now. So all that there is basically the Earth, and then everything above it would be the lights in the sky, which we don't know what they are. Some of them look like circles. We don't know if they're actually spheres or not. They could be. but the moon definitely resembles like what a sphere would look like, but we don't know if it's an actual one or not. There's a lot of mystery to the world when you don't actually have an answer for things that people just assume they already know. It's a very liberating thing, right? To not have those answers. And then if somebody was to ask anyone, like even you or me, like, how do you know the moon is, made of whatever the material they say it's made of? You wouldn't be able to give a definite answer. You could say, well, we think it's this or we think it's that. So a lot of it's filled with, guesswork. And, well, science is the testing and experimenting on things, finding out what they are by, being able to tangibly, test and verify. If you can't tangibly test and verify, there's no real science involved. Like when you look up at the sky, there's no science being done. It's just observation. You're just seeing things and imagining what those things are and what elements they could be composed of. So, anyway, I'll be listening to you guys for a little bit.
Like for you, my all the tourist doesn't make sense. Same here. Your all tourist doesn't make sense for me.
What?
Like
Well,
you
we can
are
tell you. We can tell you how it makes sense.
Do you want to know?
If you want to know, we can tell you. It's not a mystery. You can ask us.
yeah, sure. Sure. Yes.
All right. Does anybody want to tell her the affirmation that the Earth is flat? I'll let the team hear because we got a bunch of people sitting in here. So, let's see. We got 20 cups. I think Killian's in the house. So, can we tell her the affirmation the Earth is flat? I'll do it. I'm just getting to work, so I can't really talk at the moment.
Lead the way, brother.
I'm knees deep in cooking at the moment. But I can give a preface, and then someone can lead up with it. Like I can give a little summary. So Earth is observably flat. So we observed Earth to be flat. Everyone does. That's their experience. It's their natural everyday experience to go outside. You don't see any curvature. Water looks flat. Okay. The horizon looks flat. Everything about the Earth just reminds you of a flat plane. Okay. And it's motionless too. You don't experience any motion. All right. So then we've got measurements. So when people measure the Earth and they try to find curvature, there's no curvature. So you can shoot light across large bodies of water, and there'll be no deviation between the surface of the water and that light's path. So they're both horizontal planes. Right. Then you've got long distance observations where if the Earth was a ball of the claimed size, we wouldn't be able to make those long distance observations or see horizons at such great lengths and distances. Okay, you've got practical use cases where even within some fields of academia, they teach you to just treat the Earth as flat and motionless. They teach pilots to do this in many different fields. Surveyors, they do planar surveying. Right, that's all you planar geometry. Nobody's going out and treating the Earth as if it's curving and moving to do anything. And you yourself will never find yourself in a position where you're having to account for Earth curvature or motion. So that's a brief summary. Someone else can follow up with it if they want.
I could say it this way: the Earth is practically used, it's measured, and it's observed as a horizontal plane. Yeah, when people are go ahead.
How would
Go
you
ahead.
explain the perfectly round shadow it cast on the moon during the every lunar eclipse?
Oh, that one, nobody knows what the phenomenon cause is. There's an idea, they're guessing that it could be the Earth based on the idea that the Earth is a globe, but no one actually knows that. So if I was to tell you, how do they know? Go see if in academia they can tell that the Earth is a globe by way of verifying that it actually is the Earth, the shadow of the Earth. You're not going to find anything that shows you that it's actually the Earth's shadow. All this stuff that you've been thinking about are what we all have been told, that it's just a sphere Earth. But nobody's ever shown us that it actually is the shadow of the Earth. There's no verification of that. And if you don't believe me, I mean, look in academia. There's nobody that's going to tell you they absolutely know that's the Earth's shadow. They can tell you they believe that that's what it is. That's all they can do.
Also, water at rest always finds level. That's what I call. That's what I call it. Sea level.
Yeah, just for the room, there's a young
Why?
lady here who wants to know the affirmation why the Earth is flat. So if the team is listening right now would be a very good time for you guys to jump in and tell her the affirmation that the Earth is flat.
Yeah,
Then
that's a
why
really
does
good point. Shaggy
didn't
just
change the
made.
academia and told us all the facts about the Earth is flat, and or why they're still teaching us the Earth is round, and why all the scientists are still proving that Earth is globe flat? Why there is a
They're
dispute?
not proving it, Miss Lady.
You know
They're
what
not, they're not proving it. They're just telling you. It's like a tradition. Okay, I don't know what traditions you have in your country, but if it's a tradition, you just do it because your parents told you and their parents told them, and it's just information you're passing down to somebody else, but you can't verify it's true. They're traditions. That's all they are. There's nothing more than that. So the guy you think are scientists doing work on the shape of the Earth, they're not doing that. They're just believing some idea that somebody told them. They're working off of that. There's really no
there
evidence
are
that they.
no solid. If there are no solid proofs that Earth is globe, same do for the flat. There are no evidence that it's flat.
Yeah, there is. There is. Water is. Yeah, I'll show you this way. Water is horizontal on its surface when at rest. So, Miss Lady, hold on a second. Water is horizontal on its surface when at rest. So if you go like to any body of water when there's no wind and it's very calm, you're gonna find out it's a horizontal surface, perfectly horizontal. There is no curvature to it whatsoever. So this is a problem, right? Because there's most of the surface of the Earth is covered in water. It's horizontal water. Yeah, so it's essentially flat water, flat Earth. Yeah, to make it more simple, just the way it is.
The you were talking about the horizontal, that the water is horizontal when it's at rest. The water current surface, it's only because of the, I told you, the gravity that's pulling it evenly toward itself. If it's flat, the Earth's gravity will be unevenly distributed. So
Yeah,
it
but you
doesn't
don't have
make
evidence.
sense.
You or
The water,
anybody else. Yeah, hold on. You don't have evidence of this. You're saying hollow words like the other guy before you. They're hollow words because you can't prove it. So I would ask you to prove it, and what are you going to tell me? If I say, go ahead and prove that gravity is doing that to water, that it's bending water like the way you say. How can you prove this? See? You see what I mean? You don't have an answer to that. No one
Oh,
does.
nice.
They're hollow words. They're hollow words. Man.
Like you say that show me curvatures if it's globe. Same to I told you that show me all the edges of the earth if it's flat.
I don't need to
You
do that.
can't
It's
prove
not. It's
that.
not a logical, Miss Lady. It's not a logical necessity. Okay. It's not a logical necessity that I
It's
need
a
to show you.
logical necessity. If it's flat, there must be edges, and the scientist
Yeah.
must have
If there
discovered
is,
till now.
yeah, if there is, we don't need to know about them because we know the known territory that we exist on is a horizontal plane. So, not a logical
We need to
necessity.
know.
Oh,
Like you say that show me curvatures if it's globe. Same to I told you that show me all the edges of the earth if it's flat.
I don't need to
You
do that.
can't
It's
prove
not. It's
that.
not a logical, Miss Lady. It's not a logical necessity. Okay. It's not a logical necessity that I
It's
need
a
to show you.
logical necessity. If it's flat, there must be edges, and the scientist
Yeah.
must have
If there
discovered
is,
till now.
yeah, if there is, we don't need to know about them because we know the known territory that we exist on is a horizontal plane. So, not a logical
We need to
necessity.
know.
No, we
Because
just
if
No,
this
no,
is proof
you
that
need to
the earth
satisfy your
has
no,
curiosity.
edges,
that's not been 5
You
days
need to
since I
satisfy your
started thinking,
curiosity. Hold
and I
on,
have
dude.
already
No,
one
just
point
relax.
about
Hold
first
on,
of
dude.
all,
Hold
I
on.
will not
Hold on a
continue
minute.
this mouth now.
So you need to satisfy your curiosity on why there's edges. We don't need to. We can tell you the known territory is a horizontal plane. Whether you want to go find out there's edges or not, that's up to you. We don't.
earth edges, because we believe that earth is globe. It
Yeah,
doesn't make sense the earth is flat.
Yeah, your belief doesn't help the fact that you don't know it's a globe, ma'am. You don't know it is.
If
You
it's
just
flat,
believe
you
it.
must have proof of the edges. You
No,
can't
you
like
don't.
you can't
No,
prove
you
that.
don't. It's not a logical necessity. You want to believe that you
It's
need one.
logical
You
necessity.
don't. No, it's not.
Show me all the edges. I will
No, it's
prove
not.
from now that I will believe from now that the earth is flat. If you show me all
Yeah,
the edges,
well,
even the
I told
single
you.
edge.
Yeah, I told you that bodies of water display no convexity when they're at rest. So you can bank on this,
Because
right?
of
You
the
can put the.
gravitational pull, I told you earlier. It's because of the
I'm
gravitational
answering
pull.
of both of you artist flat.
So if you're gonna say that, ma'am, then what is the
Bro,
evidence you
and
have
bro,
to
how
support
bro?
that?
Listen please. You believe that Big
Sir.
Bang Theory, brother? Bro,
Yeah,
you believe
you're.
that Big Bang Theory? So
Yeah,
then
hold
prove
on.
it.
I'm talking to the young. We do it one at a time in here. We don't do it like other chat rooms. So
Bro, prove it, please. Let's me.
yeah.
Is that you believe?
So
Is that you believe
what are you?
in Big Bang Theory?
Sorry, I gotta mute him because I'm talking to this lady over here.
Flat surface doesn't have an mean like the globe surface have evenly distributed gravitational pull due to which we walk on the earth like normally, and all the water, as you said, is horizontal at rest because the gravitational pulls attract toward itself at the center of the earth. If it's flat, the gravitational force will be unevenly distributed, and we will not be able to walk this normally, and all the things were like disturbed.
Miss Lady, prove it. Yeah, prove it.
yeah.
Amo, what you're trying to say is horizontal is curved, level is
Yeah.
curved.
Ah.
Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds? Do you think we could build things, in reference to horizontal if it was curving?
Yeah, you have
Wouldn't
to
work.
prove it though. I know what I'm asking for you to do is prove it. All you gotta do is prove it, Miss Lady. That's it.
Ah.
Can you do it? I'm asking. Stop chuckling. The guy in the background or girl, I don't know who you are. Prove it. Don't chuckle. Prove it.
Oh. Perfect. Are you perfect? Wow. Well, I'm gonna go into the side. Oh, okay. Okay. Have fun. Okay. Bye.
Still waiting for your proof.
That's why we have silence, because there is no evidence. You can search and search and search on the internet.
And I am
You're not
still
gonna
waiting
you're
for
not
the
gonna find
proof
anything.
of edges. You
Yeah,
show me
horizontal.
edges,
Yeah,
I
horizontal.
will
What? I
believe
don't
that
need to
Earth is
show you
flat.
edges, Miss Lady. You gotta realize we don't need to
Then
show you
I
that.
don't need to prove
Yeah,
because you
because
can't
it's
prove and you can't show. That's why
no, we
you
can.
are not showing.
We can. No. Look, we can show you that whenever long distance observations are being done over water, you can see for miles and miles, and there is no curvature over water. There is zero curvature, man. And I'm asking for the evidence otherwise. If you say there's curvature, then it can be measured. So please provide evidence that the Earth is curving over water, and you have yourself your globe that you think you'd live on. It's just that easy. If it was that easy, I wouldn't be doing this for 10 years.
So if the Earth is flat, the ozone layer is also flat, or it's fair around the Earth. It covers all the Earth surface, so it should be also be flat.
I'm asking you to challenge your own worldview as to what you know and what you don't know. Like, make a list, right? Make a little basket. All the things that you know and all the things that you don't know. You know? That's what you should do. And then realize what you know and what you don't know.
Yeah, right now, the only person you're convincing is yourself. We know what's going on. So you're just trying to convince yourself. As you've taken in the information, but you choose to reject it. So now you need to convince yourself of what you believe it is.
From where did you study this all, and what are your sources? I have the main
Physics
question.
textbooks. Physics textbooks. So the surface of liquid at rest lies horizontal and is often actually used as the definition of level. Okay, so much so that it's the gold standard within construction and engineering for establishing horizontal planes of reference. Surface of liquid is very, very flat. So that's what they teach you,
The
right, in university, at
here the
university level.
horizontal. I'm
Right.
also doing. I'm doing bachelor's in physics. So here the horizontal doesn't mean that it's flat. The here the
Horizontal
means the
means
level
flat.
relative to
Horizontal
gravity.
is synonymous with level and flat. Horizontal never
Yeah, but
ever
in
means
case of water,
curved.
in case of
Thing is it
water, you
relates
were saying
the
that in
horizon.
horizontal it's at rest. It's
The
because of
horizon.
So when
the
I
its
first
relative level to the gravity. So
when I first heard
in
about
that sense,
What?
that
yeah,
it's
I know
horizontal.
you're going to preach. I know, but the study of hydrostatics teaches that the surface of liquid is flat. It's horizontal, right? The surface of liquid at rest is flat. When I
Horizontal
first
because its surface is perpendicular to the gravity. In that sense, we say that
yeah,
it's
it's
horizontal.
perpendicular to vertical, exactly. The surface of liquid at rest is perpendicular to vertical, not deviating away from a horizontal plane. All right, it's horizontal. It's equal to the horizon.
That means the
Right.
level of gravity, level to gravity, not the flatness.
No, the surface of the liquid itself is horizontal and level.
You're simply excluding the main concept of the gravity. According to
No,
you,
I'm
you
not.
exclude the gravity.
You're
No, we're not.
introducing that. You're introducing
know what
that
it
part
means.
into it, okay? And I'm not going to necessarily disagree with you, because if I just call gravity vertical, okay, then that's the same. I can just call the gravity vertical, and the surface of the liquid will be perpendicular to that. That means there will be a 90-degree angle between the surface of the liquid at rest and a straight vertical line. Now, when this was first presented to me years ago, right, I went, yeah, but Earth's just so big, right? Now, I had to come to realization, like AV's pointed out, that was just my belief. So my experienced reality was that the surface of liquid is horizontal and flat. My belief was that it's not really, and that I could not ever prove it to be curving.
If you believe the concept of gravity, then how can you describe me that gravity is equally distributed? Because on the flat surfaces, the gravity isn't evenly distributed. It wouldn't pull straight down everywhere. While in globe, it's
Okay,
evenly
if you
distributed.
want to keep, okay, so if you want to keep talking about gravity, then which gravity are you talking about? The first one
Gravitational
or the
force that
second
pull
one,
us
which you
toward
had to readjust for because the first one didn't make sense?
the gravity due to which we can walk on that, which attract us toward its center.
Okay, so is this Newton? Is this mass attracting mass? Is this Einstein? Bending and warping space-time? Please elaborate. Which gravity do you understand?
The one which was discovered by Newton.
Simple. Little g or big G? Which one?
The Newton discovered and described in 1600. He formulated that the law of universal gravitation, explaining that every mass attracts every other mass with a force of proportional to their masses. I'm reading the definition.
Yeah.
Masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. This
Okay,
law
that's
helps
been super.
explain why objects
Do
fall
you,
to the ground and how planets orbit the sun. Not the
do you
sun is
realize?
like orbiting the earth.
Okay, let me go for a sec. Do you realize that's been superseded? Do you realize that idea of gravity imposed by Newton has been debunked?
Can you
Yes,
please
we all
repeat?
got
I
that
didn't.
wrong. That idea of gravity has been superseded by Einstein over 100 years ago.
Like you have read that the apple story when the apple fall on earth itself from the
Yeah,
tree.
that's something being picked up, and that's something falling to the ground. That's not proven anything. Density
My main
can
point
make
is that
sense.
doesn't make sense on the flat surfaces. Then how could you say that the earth is flat and the gravity is also exist on it and is evenly distributed?
No, no. There is no gravity. It's density and buoyancy.
Now, look, you are just excluding the whole concept of the gravity.
No, it's not evenly
Gravity-
distributed. Hold on a second. Hold on. It's not evenly distributed. Can you provide evidence that it's evenly distributed? You're being told things in academia, Miss Lady, but you can't prove it. How do you know it's evenly distributed? You have to ask yourself these
These are
challenging
the proofs
questions.
in academia. That's why
Yeah.
we are teaching, and the scientists
How
have
did they
proved
prove?
it.
All right,
But
listen to this very carefully. How did they prove that it's evenly distributed? How did they do that? I'm challenging you right now. Go ahead. You have the energy to tell me it's evenly distributed, but you don't have the energy to tell me how you know that it's evenly distributed or how they proved it.
yes, because like the Earth is sphere, so its center, if it's as gravity attracts everything toward its center,
That's a belief.
like a sphere.
That's a belief. You didn't prove it. You're just telling me hollow words again. You didn't prove it. You're just telling me hollow words. How did they prove that it's evenly distributed?
Scientists have measured the gravity all around the Earth using the
How did they do
instrument
that?
that's called gravimeters,
Okay, now show me where they measured
and
everywhere
that
on the
shows
earth
that
that it's.
the gravity is
Show me
nearly
where they
uniform
measured.
everywhere.
Yeah. Show me that they measured it everywhere. I want to see that information because that's a claim you just said. It's evenly distributed everywhere. Now show me the evidence of that.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Am I audible? So I am collecting sessions of you.
How's it
Or
going, Raj?
what's going on, bro?
Welcome to
What going on?
24/7 Flat Earth Discord.
Just chilling, hanging out.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Listening to some awesome conversation. What brings you here? Yeah.
Gravity is not a force.
And what it is, if it's not a force.
No, you are wrong. Gravity is a force.
Who said that? Back up your claim.
That it is not a force.
The flat earthers actually defended when you ask a flat earther to defend, to actually prove that the earth is flat, they'll actually test for the curvature, and it will actually prove, they'll actually using the provided matrix of the expected hidden distance as a result of the curvature of the earth. But when you ask a glober to prove a curve, instead of trying an experiment like going into a plane and seeing if the plane is like following a curved trajectory, they just start showing people photos. This agency said this. No, that is not.
Quite sad. Just going off what other people tell you. Don't prove it for yourself. So how can you back up your claim if you can't even convince yourself what's going on? Until you experience it at first hand is when you are convinced. Until then, it's just a claim that someone else has told you.
Welcome.
The airplanes followed a curved path or a straight path? What do you think?
Welcome.
The airplanes followed a curved path or a straight path? What do you think?
For all practical purposes, pilots treat the Earth as a flat and stationary, non-rotating planar surface, regardless of altitude.
Horizontal is perpendicular to vertical. It does not deviate in any way, shape, or form. If it did deviate, then it would not be perpendicular. That claim would not make sense. But that's how it is. In reality, no way around it, unfortunately. You see, we were all like you once until we went out and proved it to ourselves, and we could not see the globe. A lot of us tried to. We wanted to see that globe. But yeah, didn't happen. See, Emma, a lot of us, I can't speak for everyone here, but going off experience, a lot of us had a core belief. And to overcome that core belief, some quicker than others, takes a bit of work. We're not here to convince you what it is. You got to go out there and prove it for yourself. You got to study. You got to work hard. If you don't, then the only person you're fooling is yourself. You can't fool anyone else.
I know you are not here to convince me, and you can't convince me unless you show me the edges. The main dispute is that you say, show me the curvature, I will believe that Earth is round. Same do I say. Show me all the edges, I will believe that Earth is flat.
No. Like I just said, we're not here to convince you. The only person that can convince yourself. You're the only one that can do it. You have to do the work. We're not doing the work for you. We have to do it for ourselves.
Why don't you show me or explain about the edges? There must be, the edges must exist, and scientists must have proved up till now. But there isn't
Number one,
nothing
it's
like
not a
that.
logical necessity, Miss Lady. Number one, it's not a logical necessity. And number two, if they even told you there were edges out there, you would still have to believe them. So it would be a belief-based system. Even after they said, hey, we found out there's edges to the world. You're like, okay, I believe you. And it's another belief system that you entered into. So it's not a logical necessity, number one. And even if they did tell you, you would believe it like the way you do with the globe. So it's not, it doesn't help you in any way. It maybe may satiate your interest in the fact that the Earth is a horizontal plane. And other than that, you don't, like, in your mind, it's not going to help you because you're just be believing it based on a belief system again. And we're telling you, you don't need to believe somebody telling you. You can test it for yourself. That's what the guy has been telling you right now.
If the edges of the Earth is not the logical necessity, so the horizontal, all the things you say, that are also not the logical necessity. You understand my point?
Dude, it's just right now you're just being a child with this information. Because you're throwing a tantrum because you can't provide evidence that the Earth is a globe. So you want to try to say that it's the same for flat Earth, and it's not. So you're going to have to come to grips with that on your own. It's not, yeah.
You asked me to show the curvature to prove that Earth is globe. Same do I asked you to show the edges to prove me that Earth is flat.
No, that's not. That doesn't follow. That does not follow. Curvature is one thing. Horizontal. Yeah. What's the opposite? Hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on, Miss Lady. 1 second. So what I'm telling you is that when you're saying the Earth is curved, and I say that it's not curved, what's the opposite of curved? Flat, right? No curvature whatsoever. A concave or convex. So if it's not curving, then it's flat. That's the opposite, not edges. The opposite of curve is not edges. The opposite of curve is flat. So it's not logical. It doesn't follow.
If the thing is flat, it must have edges. Like a sphere doesn't have. But a
So
flat thing has
if it
edges.
does, listen, if it does, then wherever they are, they're not in the known territory. Yeah? The known territory has been. What?
Because the Earth is globe. It's not flat. If it were,
It's your belief. It's your belief. It's your belief. You just want to keep chanting your belief. No, it's understood as horizontal. Water over the surface of many miles measures that way. Measures.
The gravitational pull.
Yeah, you said that many times, Miss Lady, but you didn't prove anything about it. You keep saying it, and I'm asking you to prove it, and you stay silent. You go silent. You don't prove it. I'm like, go ahead and prove it, and you just stay silent. Well, okay.
Because
then
you
it's
are
not proven.
excluding the term gravity. Then how can I prove? Because you simply said there is no gravity, then how can I prove you? Gravity is the main reason you are standing there, or you walk normally. In space, there is no gravity.
You can't prove gravity. You can't prove curvature.
I can prove
Can you
gravity.
prove it?
Gravity is the reason you're walking, standing, everything. You are attracted toward the center of the Earth.
Can you not see the issue?
that you can move freely
Massive.
on the earth, you can walk on the earth, but not in the space. What's the reason behind that? What's the logic according to you behind that? That when you go in the space, you float freely, but on the earth you are attracted toward the earth and you ride all the work you are doing.
Okay, can come back down to Earth. We're not talking about space. We're not making any claims about space. We're talking about Earth. What we're standing on. So don't look up. Stay down here.
Yes, so if it is flat, so
These all
the
things are
when
connected, so we should talk about all things. We should compare that why does in space we float freely and while on earth we can move on earth. It's because of the gravitational pull that the earth attracts toward itself, toward its center, while in space there is no such type of gravity. That's why we move freely, we can't ride because there is no friction. That's all
Bro,
how
you're just telling
everything
us
is
a
happening.
story. You're just telling us a story you can't validate. Why do you keep doing this? How do you know that's true, Miss Lady? See? Silence. Once again. We can
Why
keep doing this
everything
dance
falls
all night.
downward
It's going to be the same
when
thing.
you throw
You're going
a
to keep
ball.
making claims. You're going to keep making claims. I'm going to ask you, how did you validate it? And you're going to go silent every time.
When you throw ball, why it's come down?
What? Say again?
When you throw anything upwards, why it's come?
No, it's heavier than the air that it's supporting it. It's more dense in the air around it, whatever it is that you're throwing up.
That doesn't make sense because the main reason behind is the gravity.
Do you realize you used a force to throw it up? It's going to come back down because originally it was down.
but according to Newton's first law, when we throw something with some speed, it should not change, isn't it? What?
Whoever that was, you need to take your mask off.
I mean, I appreciate the lady's moxie, but she doesn't have evidence to back up her claim. It's about the extent of where we go with this
I've
conversation.
told you many facts, but you are not going to accept that those all facts. And same do I don't accept your facts.
They're not facts. You didn't prove them. You didn't validate them. They're not facts. It's a belief-based system. You and everybody else who thinks that's true just believe this. That's it. That's all it is. It's called scientism, by the way. You're trying to find out what it's called. You don't believe me? Look up the word.
According to you, the Earth doesn't revolve around the sun. The Earth is not round. There is no such gravity. There is nothing like that. You are not accepting even any single fact. Use while the Earth is, the sun is still. Like it shows, it's so much heavier and it's so much big that it's even movements are not noticeable. We say that it's still, and Earth revolves around it, and you don't like accept that fact.
Unless you can back up your previous claims, you have no right to go off on a tangent, especially looking up.
Because you have excluded the whole term gravity. That's the main concept.
I will believe in your gravity, okay?
No, hold on, Sasha. Here's the thing: you didn't prove it though. You have to start from a premise that you can root yourself in, which is
You
the
itself is a
evidence.
proof. You itself is a proof that why you are standing on the earth. You itself is a proof. You move like
You're heavier
you
than the air
standing
that's
on earth.
around you.
Itself is a proof.
You're heavier. Okay, let's put it this way: you're heavier than the air around you. So it's an object and medium relationship. You have a relationship to the medium that you're in, which is the breathable air that you're breathing right now. So that relationship is such that you're more dense than that medium. It's pretty simple. There's no like idea or theory. It's just what it is. You're heavier than air, therefore you're not. The air can't support your weight. You're going to be at the bottom of the air.
Yep.
It's true that we are heavier than the air around us, but that alone doesn't explain why you stay on the ground. Gravity is the force that pulls all the objects with mass toward Earth's centers, including you, the air, water, and everything else. If there were no gravity,
You're just reading
even
something somebody else
Earth
wrote.
wouldn't stay close to Earth. Even the air wouldn't stay close to Earth. It would drift away into the space.
So that's why we know that there must be a container, because gravity doesn't pull air to the ground. Gas moves in all directions, including up. So that's just a story you've been told, because they have to tell it. Because otherwise, like you said, you couldn't possibly be living on a spinning ball unless they tell you about this concept.
Oh, you got
But it doesn't
Cyclone.
exist.
She's got some education behind her, so she's not like a slouch. But at the same time, she's in a full belief mode right now, thinking that she needs to have edges in order for the Earth to be flat. Where are the edges? She says, and then I'll believe you're flat Earth. So.
Well, if you find one, let us know.
I told her it's not a logical necessity to know if there's edges or not. So to say that the Earth is a horizontal plane, because the known world is a horizontal plane. So whether or not it extends out to edges is doesn't follow.
Yeah, what you need is a curve, not an edge. Well, if you've got a curve, it's pretty much all edge.
Same, do I need a edge, not a curve?
No, you need a curve for it to be a ball, right?
And I need a edge to believe that Earth is flat.
No, you just need an absence of curvature. Because if it's not curved,
I just need a presence
that's
of
what it is.
the edges to believe.
How come you need a proof of the edge, but you didn't need proof of curvature?
Yeah, that's I'm talking about, that you can't prove that Earth is flat if you can't show edges. As you say that you can't show curvature, so we can't believe, and you can't prove that Earth is globe. Same do I. Same questions. I'm questioning you that if you can't show me edges, so you can't prove that Earth is flat.
Yeah, because water's flat. No edge required.
We've been telling her that, but that's not satisfying to her. She wants to
Water is
scratch that
flat
itch that she
because
has
of the
about there's
gravity.
edges out there somewhere.
Well, that's all right. I
Water
mean, you're
is
trying to
flat
do a
and
kind of
every
like, it's a bit of a debate tactic to be like, oh, well, we can't show you curve, but you can't show us an edge. Like your positive claim, the entire globe claim is a curve. If you can't evidence that,
the
it doesn't put some onus on us to evidence anything. It just means it's flat by default, just like we observe, measure, and practically use it. So it's a
the whole
fallacy
thing, the
to think that
horizontal.
we need an edge. You should be. Why aren't you curious as to why there's no curvature?
Why
Shouldn't that be what you're asking?
aren't
Shouldn't
you curious that there is no edge? Aren't you curious that if it's flat, why there's no edge? You should find it.
but you don't believe in a flat Earth, so why is that what you're curious about? But you do believe in a globe, so why aren't you curious as to the lack of curvature? Shouldn't that be more pressing a concern for
Because
you?
I believe in gravity, and gravity, when the gravity it's pulled everything toward itself in toward its center. So when it's
Right, but that
toward
would
its
result
center,
in a
it make a
curvature.
perfect square.
That would result in a
It
curvature
make
of
a
the
perfect
surface.
square. In circle,
Square.
in circle, everything is evenly distributed. So when the gravity pulls toward itself center,
Right, but that's
it
the
produce
problem,
like
because
it
that
make a
story
perfect
can't be
circle.
true. Unless you have curvature, that story can't be true. And you don't have curvature, so that story can't be true. So that's a problem. That's why the
Same, your
curvature is a
story
problem.
can't be true if there are no
No,
edges.
see, it's not a like, well, if mine is this, then yours is that. That's not how it works. You've got to address
It's
that
like
there's no
that.
curve.
It's like that. If you are asking
No,
me for a
that's
curvature, I am asking for
childish.
your edges.
But we're not claiming an edge. You're
In a
claiming a curve.
physical sense, it's childish.
You're claiming a curve. We're not claiming an edge. That's the difference. You have a
You
positive
should claim an
claim.
edge if it's a flat.
No, we don't need to claim any edge. We just point out that there's no curvature, and then you don't have an argument. Because all of your arguments assume a curvature that
The
you don't
main
have.
problem is that you doesn't believe gravity. What's gravity? If you believe and study gravity, you will
Yeah.
came to know all the curvatures and all the
We don't believe in the concept, the story that you've been told about everything pulling into balls, because the Earth is not a ball, because it doesn't have curvature. So why would we believe something which isn't there? So you're too caught up in the school stories you were given, not science, not measurement, not observation, stories, concepts, imagination. That's what you're stuck in. You need to get back to reality. What can you observe? What can you measure? What can you test? None of it tells you the Earth's a ball.
scientists measured the gravity through the gravimeter. If there is no
Did any
such
of them?
gravity and all
Did
that,
any of them?
and
Did any
they
of them
also
measure? Did any of them measure any curvature?
did any of them find the all the edges to prove that Earth is flat?
I'll take that as a no. So
There
none
is
of
an
them
edge of
measured
the
any
universe,
curvature.
and
I'm not claiming an edge, but that's fine. We can take that as no one's measured the curvature, in which case we can just dismiss the claim.
So what you're trying to say is there needs to be an edge for it to be a flat surface. Is that your claim?
sorry, can you repeat?
So you're saying there needs to be an edge for it to be a flat surface.
Yes. Yes, as you said that there need to be a curvature to prove it's a globe.
So it's impossible to have a flat surface without an edge. Is that right?
Yeah, because there must be end.
What do you think the meaning of the
Why
word flat
when people
means?
travel,
Do you think the word edge appears in the definition of the word flat? Do you know what the word flat
Yes.
means?
What she's asserting is not even true within the confines of geometry itself.
It's unrelated.
Surfaces don't have to have edges.
but
Yeah,
it
look up the
has
word
end.
look up the word flat in a dictionary, and you won't see edge in it anywhere. So you're confused. Maybe it's a English language thing. Do you understand that flat is not a shape?
From edges, I mean to see the end. From edges, I
Hold on.
mean
Do you
to see the
understand?
end.
Do you
There
understand?
must be ends.
Do you understand that flat is not a shape?
I know, I understand.
Okay, so flat doesn't necessitate an edge. A shape might, but flat does not, does it?
But it has end.
Go and
Where
find
is
it
it?
then.
Yeah, let us know if you find it. Where have you looked? Let's start there.
Under my
It's been
bed.
about an hour for the people joining in. It's been about an hour. This has been demanding edges to say that the Earth is flat. So, and
Yeah,
she's got a bachelor's in I don't know what you say you had a bachelor's in, this lady.
Physics.
Yeah, bachelor's in physics. There you go.
Oh, really? And you're insisting that outer space gravity is necessary for Earth to be a globe?
Yes.
Where'd you learn that in physics? You know, we have gravity here on Earth, the phenomenon. The phenomenon of me dropping something is observed. We call that gravity. It doesn't prove curvature at
Gravity
all.
is a force that attracts you toward the center of the earth. Everything. That's the
When
reason
did you go to
point.
university?
That's a cool story.
Excuse me. When did you go to university? Was it recently or over 100 years ago? Gravity hasn't been a force since 1915. Since Einstein, the curly-haired grey German, came up with general and special relativity, where gravity isn't described as a force of mass attraction, it's described as the bending and warping of space-time due to the displacement of mass within that four-dimensional coordinate system. Does this ring a bell?
You have said itself bending, the word bending.
Excuse me.
When there's a
Do
bending,
you
there's
know
a
who
curve.
Einstein is?
You
That
have
was a
said
question.
the word bending. The bending means the curve.
Excuse me.
Oh my God.
You have
Excuse
itself
me.
said the word.
Excuse me. Space-time. Einstein. The bending and warping of a four-dimensional space-time fabric. It's got nothing to do with the surface of the Earth. Please don't jump up and down because I said bending. You said gravity is a force of mass interaction. That's categorically incorrect.
Yeah,
Do you
we should point.
understand what I'm saying? No? Yes?
Well, we can also point out that that space-time
Cam, did you
fabric
learn?
that he's referring to is imaginary, conceptual, never observed, never quantified, never detected. So you're pinning your whole globe worldview on this imaginary concept.
Did you take quantum mechanics as part of your physics education in undergrad?
I hope you're not just pretending to have
Because
a
every
physics
physics
degree.
major I've talked to has. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Psych.
I was just saying, I hope she's not pretending to have a physics degree, because that's not going to work out well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it when
That's
they
my
get those
suspicion.
physics degrees, they don't learn about the physics of water and properties of water? Level, at rest, horizontal, flat.
You know, some of them say, why would they lie? And then they lie about their education and credentials.
You are not understanding the physics of water, that it's at rest when it's horizontal at rest. You are not understanding that.
Sorry, do you require citation from physics books? Sorry, you've already ignored everything else that we've said to you. Now, do you require citations from physics books that describes the surface of water when contained and at rest? Do you require citation? Do you know what a citation
Because in
is?
that logic is the level of gravity that is perpendicular to the surface of the water.
All right.
Gravity,
I'd
gravity,
like to ask her
gravity,
one question.
gravity.
One question to expose them all. Hey, ma'am, can you describe the boundary conditions that are present at the interface between water and air?
She's going to ignore us again, which is just rude. That was a direct question. People are talking to you. Could you at least respond, please?
You can also say, I don't know.
Yeah, something. Just to show that you're not ignorant and rude.
You've been stonewalling me all morning,
I'm
so
not
good luck.
rude. I will show you some. I was just looking for the proof so that I can show you.
Then speak. Let us know that that's happening, because several people have spoken to you and you've just given us silence. Should we stop the conversation with you and move on to someone else? Because we don't think you're taking part. It's rude.
Well, I'd just like to point out that she said
The
that we don't
surface tension, the
understand.
boundary conditions are the continuity of the velocity, the pressure continuity, the surface tension, and no mass flow across the interface.
Well,
At a molecular level, ma'am.
I'd just like to point out that she said we don't understand the natural physics of water at rest is to find its horizontal level. We do understand that. We understand it very well. Do you understand that?
Do you require citation to back up that claim, like I offered you 2 minutes ago, but you didn't respond? Just rude, some people.
Yeah, I think the brain's working overtime. To the person we're speaking to, do you understand the propensity for water to find its level? It's horizontal when it's at rest?
It wasn't the brain, it's the Google fingers, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, AV.
Hello, my friend.
Yep, and then
Nice to
and then
meet
the
you.
answer we get is commensurate with somebody who's got an eighth grade understanding of the world.
My friend, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Please don't interject in a conversation when somebody's already talking. 9/11.
What? 9/11?
Yeah, that's what your name is. 911.
911, yeah. 911, a car or police?
I don't know. What do you want, dude? What do you want?
I don't know.
Why are you here? Why did you interrupt a conversation that was taking place? It sounded like what you said was important, and
Where
now
are
you're
you from,
interrupting
bro?
me again. I
Hey,
can't
man.
deal with it when people interrupt.
Listen. Wait. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Oh, boy.
I was talking to you. I was asking you a question. That doesn't mean that you can interrupt me and start asking other questions, you rude little man. Fuck's sake.
Relax, man. Relax. Where are you from? Bro, where are you from?
Doesn't matter. None of your business.
A simp
Do you
in the room.
have
I'll
any
save you.
evidence? Do you have any evidence for the Earth being a globe?
A little friends decided to type up inside chat. If ground is flat, then why atmosphere or Earth bend?
Atmosphere bend. Atmo is a gas. It's like what?
Sorry, Jedi. What she was responding to when you were talking about Einsteinian gravity, she heard the word bend, and you saying bend, therefore globe. And my comment to her, he said bending, therefore globe, and she put yes, but he isn't accepting. And I wrote back, he was not talking about the ground. And that was her comment back to that, was if ground is flat, then why atmosphere or Earth bend? He was talking about Einsteinian gravity, Aimer. You know, Newtonian, Einsteinian, specific, different gravity types. He was talking about Einsteinian. You heard the word bend, and you took that away out of context. You weren't listening to the entire sentence. You heard one word and thought, "Oh, I have to have that."
I'd like to know if she could retract her claim of holding a Bachelor of Science in Physics.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a student of physics. But what's new? They're all little armchair physicists because they can imagine the globe.
Yeah, I think there's this bias, like the heretic's razor we talk about. I hear that flat earthers are the dumbest people on the planet. So you get the dumbest people of the world who want to feel intellectually superior to someone for the first time in ages. So they know to come into our room, right? And talk to us. And they figure that they can lie about their credentials and lie about their education and so on because they're justified. And they don't think that flat earthers would have the intelligence, I guess, to challenge them on these claims.
Yeah, which makes
Yeah,
for
big
some great
mistake, huh?
listening.
You know, they're probably wondering why we don't believe in a space pizza and believe in Antarctic ice rings and all these other fantastic tales that they see on the internet about flat earthers. Well, looks like you stumbled into a bit of a situation there, huh? You found yourself in the midst of actual flat earthers. Not the cartoon stereotype flat earthers that you've seen on the internet.
n'ont rien à voir avec la majorité des pays européens. Par exemple, quand Israël a commencé à commettre un génocide.
I don't know what that was, but if you're ordering a kebab, I'll have one, please. I'm starving.
It sounded like Jin CBR. It sounded like Jin CBR speaking in a slightly different language. It's weird.
So yesterday, I was playing some Don Pettit clips, and I found a 15-minute presentation of Don Pettit at TEDx. He's giving a presentation on the fate of the dinosaurs. It's the funniest freaking thing I'd heard in ages. I was uncontrollably laughing, and my sides hurt this morning.
Wow. Wow. You might have to pump. Wow. You might have to post it, mate.
He trusts NASA measurements of dinosaurs.
NASA measurement of What the fuck?
He said NASA measurement of dinosaurs and their age.
The fuck is he talking
You've
about?
got to watch it, Jedi. It was a comedy show.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send that to me, man. That sounds funny.
You got it, man. I'll post it in a back chat or DM or something.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Hey, slap it up in the main chat.
I'm gonna play it again.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The worst bit is not just listening to it, but actually watching it, and you get to see the little diagrams and shit with it.
Oh God, no.
With these little timelines.
Yeah, it's funny. You're right. It's not enough to just listen to it, although it actually is. But when you see it,
the only thing that would top it off is if someone walked in at the end of the show and said, "Thank you, little Donny. Here's your packet of Smarties." That's all it need to finish it off.
You're a muppet as a presenter or something. Sounds funny.
He spoke so much of imagination, and I think at one point he said pterodactyls prove that the Earth is a globe.
Holy smokes! You know what would have also finished that off? What would have finished that off too was if he would have said Smarties. Cool.
Orbital didgeridoo.
What?
You ever heard him play his orbital didgeridoo in the space station?
No.
I got another clip of that. Orbital didgeridoo.
What?
You ever heard him play his orbital didgeridoo in the space station?
No.
I'm Don Pettit, and we have Dan Burbank here. We're on the International Space Station, and we're doing a demonstration with didgeridoos and oscillation of spheres of water from our orbital didgeridoo. Now, I didn't happen to bring a didgeridoo with me on this mission. There's not a lot of room in the Soyuz to put a didgeridoo. So we cobbled one up from the space station vacuum cleaner hose. So I got to play the didgeridoo. I'm not really that much of a musician, and I certainly don't look like one. And you know, the kind of people that play didgeridoos, they look pretty much like musicians. And maybe I better do something so I look a little bit more like a didgeridoo player. Stand by. So I got a pair of scissors, and I made my crew shirt into a real musician didgeridoos kind of attire. And so I can play my didgeridoo now.
What?
You ever heard him play his orbital didgeridoo in the space station?
No.
I got another clip of that.
It's a good thing we have towels set up all around here to catch these flying drops. And watch this now. I'm going to make these big, and they're not going to spoil off as much water now. That's kind of interesting.
Why didn't I know about the orbital didgeridoo sooner? I've missed
I
out.
know, I didn't either. I'm building a playlist on YouTube. I think what I'll do, I'm going to spend some time when I get to the office. I'm going to do that instead of work. I'll build this playlist and I'll share it.
Good lad. Your book's out of date.
Yeah, but it works.
That's fine. Anyway, Amy, this isn't a conversation anymore. You're just posting stuff in the chat without any recourse or anything. If you want to open your mic and have a conversation, we'll do that. But at the moment, this is just dead. What's up, India?
Yeah, the party just started. You know, Indio got here.
Yeah. I got the beverages.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
So the lady that's in here is Ambina, whatever. I call her Miss Lady. Anyways, she's saying that she's got a bachelor's in physics and she's willing to debate. But apparently, every time she gets asked a question, she's stonewalled. So Jedi's been stonewalled, you know, kind of ghosted. So.
Ayama? I mean...
Yeah, that's her.
So
Yeah,
I
Janet
am. I'm going
being
to ask
ghosted,
you a
and he don't like
question.
that either.
Well, I'll just ask your question. Maybe she can answer in the text chat. It's very simple. Even science and physics is an empirical human activity. So even if you had some physics theory, like gravity or whatever, that said Earth is a ball, you would need to empirically verify it with measurements of said ball. Do you have those? And if you say Eratosthenes, I'm going to take away your master's degree.
Albiruni.
Gravity and Earth's rotation. Okay. I just asked for empirical evidence, and you gave me theory. You have to test the theory against reality. So if your theory or hypothesis is gravity forms Earth into a ball, you need the empirical evidence. So do you have an observation of gravity forming anything into a ball? Or have you measured Earth to be a ball? Then you still wouldn't know what if gravity caused it to be a ball. You'd still be lost on that. So can you validate that gravity forms Earth into a ball? And that we don't actually need to measure the ball to know if that's true. It's stunning how little variation there is in their answers.
Damn.
Much longer.
He probably needs a dirt nap, yeah?
Dude, you know how unique this is that we got going on, dude, with a 24/7, dude? That's just, I never really thought about it till like 5 minutes ago. Like, nobody's doing this shit or anything even remotely like it, or can even pull it off.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you're the ringleader, dude. I already told you that.
Yeah, you told me a bunch of stuff. Why I want to, like, hand in my freaking oak leaves, buddy.
No, you can't put it down, man. It's blood in, blood out.
Oh shit.
The only way you're leaving is in a pine box.
I got to get beat out of the gang. Great.
No, that's just for common stuff. This isn't that.
I mean, we got a lot of competent people, man. Like, there almost isn't enough, room on the couch to fit everyone, quite honestly.
Hi, good morning. Good day.
Good day. What's up, brother?
I'm from Somalia.
What brings you here?
Yeah, do you think the Earth is a big spinning ball of water zipping through a vacuum at 1.5 million miles per hour?
Yeah, it's okay. A lot of people ignore Indio too, so. You ask questions, he just like stonewalls you straight up.
The questions are pretty preposterous when asked, aren't they?
No, I think he just don't like Indio.
Oh no, it's a personal thing. Oh my, sorry, Indio.
Good, I love the smoke. And the salt. Bring it.
Nah, B, he didn't even give you, like, no rebuttal. Silence was his response.
I'm going for the record on how quickly I can turn them into a brick when they start saying nonsense gibberish. I think I got down to, 30 seconds right now.
Well, that's just it.
Maybe that guy might be the record. He lasted, 7 seconds.
I think you got
All
it.
he said was hello. That was it. All he said was hello, and you asked him a question, and it was over. So.
Like, I can't deal with this flat earther. I'm out.
This is what's great about what's starting to happen. Now we're starting to ask them questions about what we actually observed, the measurements, and it's like, how do the measurements, the direct evidence that we have, fit into your model? Please explain to us. And they have nothing, unfortunately. This is the silence, the emotional rejections and spiraling that we hear continuously. Glober broke at the knees.
Well, AB said it best about a year ago. He said, this isn't a debate, it's an interrogation.
Damn straight.
Yup, that's it. Show me your leader. Show me his evidence. Let's talk about it and see. Because just like the devil, we're not finding the answer.
They can't even find their leader.
They run away, too.
He's out there somewhere. I know he is. ChatGPT, where's my globe leader?
He ran away.
When they
Like
run.
five of the mouth in American Tale. Somewhere out there.
The wicked run when no
You
man.
guys remember that? Sorry, AG, go ahead, man.
You're good, man. I was just saying that the wicked run when no man pursues. That's why they run away. They're broken.
Yeah, also fools rush in where angels fear to tread.
Oh, shit.
I'm just glad somebody remembers an American Tale when Fievel goes west.
That's kind of old school cartoons.
Good, wholesome, non-degenerate cartoon. What happened to those?
Yeah. Back before things got rancid.
Well, if you want to really see some insight on when things got rampant, gotta look at our last episode on Frontline Unfiltered. Me, Indio, and Flat Lloyd broke it down, man. So you guys gotta go watch that. Sorry about the shameless plug, but it is what it is.
No, it ain't even a plug, bro. It's badass. So you gotta see it. Have you ever seen the first two Superman movies from the late 70s, 80s? You'll never look at it the same again.
Don't be ashamed to plug in the truth, AV. What you're doing is spreading it, brother. Well done.
Turns out when you break that movie down, Superman's a simp, Clark Kent was friend zoned, and Lois is an absolute sociopath.
Amen. Superman simping for Lois. My.
The thing is, they're the same person, man. You know what I'm saying? Superman and Clark Kent are the same person. But even when Superman is not as Clark Kent, Superman's actually the alter ego. Clark Kent is like who he is. But when he turns into Superman, he's still a naive country boy. And Lois just preys on him like a Sex in the City, slick, boss babe. It's pretty, bro. You got to see the episode. I can't even describe how degenerate it is. But you don't notice watching the movie because you're like, man, I want to see Superman use his powers and bench press the planet, But, meanwhile, Lois is destroying his life.
Could it be that Lois Lane is actually more powerful than even Lex Luthor?
Dude, legit, the movie should, that's what AB was saying. Lois is more powerful than Lex Luthor. In fact, the movie should have been named Lois.
Dude, she's the worst villain in DC comics because she controls the most powerful entity, which is Superman. She's got him by the steel balls.
He controls the heart of the sent son, the one sent to save the world. Aha.
Did you AB? What you said? She's got him even violating the laws of nature to simp for her.
Yeah, remember when the dad was like, "It is forbidden." He's in the cloud saying, "It is forbidden." He's just like rage screaming, "Ah!" Like breaking the laws of physics and nature and everything, spinning the world backwards, and yeah, turning back time. I guess it's all wacky stuff, right? But yeah, he did all of that for Lois, so she can get him to break, oaths and all kinds of stuff. So who's the real Superman? Well, you'll have to decide that.